Yo, what's up, you guys? So Kingsisle has finally done it again. If you guys have seen my previous videos, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. A big complaint around the community for the past few months is that Kingsisle is constantly releasing packs with better and better gear that is not only outvaluing the gear that is dropped for free in the game, but it's also just raising the paywall to get into the actual game. So for those of you guys who have seen the news recently, Kingsisle, the new update is currently in test realm right now, and we've been seeing a lot of leaks and a lot of gameplay for the new raid that is dropping this year in the summer update. Of course, just as it was in last year's raid, we are seeing a whole new gear set. This time there's only one that is going to bring new gear to all of the game. So obviously the raids are made to be specifically difficult, just purely for the fact that the gear is going to hopefully, if the trends keep, the gear is going to be some of the best gear in the game that is going to be competitive in not only PvE but also PvP, to incentivize people to actually do the raids. That is why the raids are more difficult, so the rewards are also better. But unfortunately, the gear as we see it in test run now is absolutely awful. Now, this would be something worth discussing if we were at the point of the raid gear was just worse than last year's raid gear. But as we also have seen in test realm with the leaks in data mining, there's also a new pack coming, which not only has pay to win spells, but also pay to win gear. Now, obviously, these spells will be locked behind a gold key boss at some point. But as far as I know, upon release, these spells are only going to be dropped from the pack. But also the gear in the pack is stat for stat better than raid gear. So if you guys want to see, you can screenshot this and zoom in. This is all of the gear for the new pack along with the spells on the bottom. The gear is just better than raid gear. This raid at 160 is absolutely awful. The gear is terrible. It is stat for stat worse than last year's raid gear for the most part, especially compared to the burrow pack gear that is being dropped. It is worse than that gear. So there is going to be no incentive to actually do the raid as it stands right now, on top of the fact that the pets, as you can see on the screen, are absolutely awful. So all of the pets are the exact same. They are reskinned Quetzals from Azteca, which makes sense just because that is a mob in Azteca. And the cards it gives are 20% Pierce auras for 4 rounds for one specific school. Now, as you guys probably know, we are moving into a dual schooling meta where it is, meta or, kind of encouraged to hit with multiple schools. So why would you use that aura when you could use an end foul? You lose out on 5 school pierce, but you get 15 pierce for every school. So you can use this to hit with multiple schools at the same time, along with the accuracy is extremely nice to have as well. So there is absolutely no, reason to run those pets. So they are useless. If you are not someone who cares about collecting every item in the game or something like that, even when the items are useless, then this raid is not for you. Now, obviously, this might change at 170 when we see the gear being tiered up like we did with the raid gear before, going from 150 to 160. We might see some changes that makes it better. But I'm anticipating by the time that 170 comes out, we're going to have another pack. We're going to have another gauntlet, something that is going to drop gear that is better than raid gear. Because KI has already shown us that no matter how much you farm these raids, there's going to be better gear come out. We saw the Nightmare gear and the Skyfarer gear come out, which pretty much 99% of the time was better than all of the raid gear in the game right now. Especially because of just the changes in PvP that are requiring certain stats. The pack gear is better than raid gear, except for the boots. The boots are the only piece of gear that really stood the test of time. So this is something that we very easily could have predicted before. KI is doing it again. You do not need to play this game anymore. You can just pay to win the entire game and be just as competitive now. And that is what they want you to do. So if you guys want to see any more test from news or stuff like that when they come out, please let me know in the comments. Drop us a subscription. According to YouTube, only 13% of you, I believe, who watch my videos are subscribed. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.